Hey everybody, welcome back to another live stream. Before we get into the show, which will begin in a moment, I wanted to let you know that if you have any questions throughout the stream, remember you can always ask them on our website. We have a live chat support ready and able to help you. My team there is available if you have any questions about any of our products, services, or just have a question for fun. Check it out. Link will be down below in the description.
The stream will be starting shortly, but while you wait, you can check out our sponsors 8cap, Forex Tester, and Superfunded. You can find the links to them down in the description below.
Coming to you live from our studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is the A1 Trading Daily Show. Whether markets are rising or falling, we're here to keep you up to date with the latest market news. Join us as we trade currencies, commodities, and indices live, Monday through Friday.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. We are back for more market news, market updates. We've got a big one here for you today with, of course, our news coming out here on the channel very shortly. We've got about 10 minutes until that news. Let's actually pull that up here so that we can see. We've got unemployment claims here coming out for the U.S., which of course will be a market moving event for sure. Thank you all for being here. We got 160 people. As you join the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, say hello in the chat, subscribe if you're new, and all that good stuff. So yes, Bazit in the chat says, teach us to make $1 million tonight. I wish I could do that. If I could make $1 million in a single night, that would be a crazy time, and I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably be sitting on an island somewhere. But you know, hey, Cat Dad in the building. Hope everybody's doing well. We've got a couple minutes here, like I said, until news gets started. And markets set to be very volatile with this unemployment claim number. It's an important one. Jobs right now are a cornerstone to this Federal Reserve's plan in order to raise interest rates or keep them at current levels. They don't want to see that unemployment stay too hot. They want it to actually cool. And so we're going to be paying attention to that here today. We're going to get some updates on that. I'm going to try and take you guys through it as we get started. Let me know, guys, as we get started here in the chat, comment, where are you watching the stream from? Let me know. Spam that chat. Let me know. I'll shout you guys out a little bit, and we can jump into that. My cat trades with me. Hey, Garrett, that is awesome. Let's jump into the charts. And my bad, guys. We're going to share the screen now. I didn't share my screen. That is my fault. News coming up here in just a few minutes. We've got 9 minutes to go, and we're expecting 240,000 unemployment claims here in the United States. Of course, coming out 8:30 a.m. U.S. Eastern here, about 9 minutes away. So, yeah, look at this. Cool to see everybody from where they're from: Nigeria, Ethiopia, Portugal, Jamaica, Morocco, North Borneo. Hopefully I said that right. Connecticut. Very cool. Good to see everybody in the chat. Yes, guys. So we've got market news, which will be impactful to the markets, and I'll give you guys my take. Earnings season here for the U.S. indices. Of course, if you're regular on this channel, you know my favorite thing to trade is the S&P, gold, and possibly the dollar as well. Well, right now, the S&P 500 is taking a little bit of a dip here, and possibly along with that, the dollar very strong. back up to resistance points that we've seen be retested here recently. So you can actually see we're off of our lows around that 100.9 mark. Price found buyers in this area and has since been pulling back. Of course, today will give us some insights on the dollar as we await this unemployment number. Let me explain this for you guys in terms of unemployment, right? So if we have jobs come out or unemployment claims are higher than expected, right? That should be something weak for the dollar, because again, if you have unemployment claims higher, meaning jobs shrinking, the job market slowing a little bit, could be what the Federal Reserve wants in order to pause rate hikes or even stop them altogether. So right now, the market seems to be a little bit hawkish on the dollar, or bullish on the dollar, anticipating a hawkish Federal Reserve. So as we get into it, where's the dollar at from a chart perspective? Well, it's been having a little bit of an impressive rally. However, you look at the daily chart, this is still, I'm not super impressed. I'm not necessarily bullish on the dollar at this time. Let's start fresh here on the chart. So again, we've got a downward trend on the daily chart here. Each one of these rallies has been met with pretty sharp resistance. And recently, I have to sort of mark up our zone here of resistance that we've formed right around this previous top here. This is the 102.2 mark on the US dollar, and price has been stubborn at this level. Now, if you're a day trader or short-term trader and you're watching the dollar bulls want to see this level break, perhaps on unemployment claims coming out less than expected, or even as expected, possibly could pop the dollar above that 102.2 mark, causing a possible breakout to the upside. So if you're watching this today, if you're a dollar bull, like I said, if you get unemployment claims come out better than expected, could cause the dollar to actually get above this 102.2 mark, in which case, if that happens, there's probably just more upside for the dollar in the short term. Our next key level of resistance, I would say, is not until you get up to the previous high up around 102.7. So, to the dollar bears out there today, if you are looking at this thing with a breakout potential, what I would say is, if you're watching the news and you're a momentum trader, watch for something like this. If you're watching USD or US dollar pairs, this could be an interesting one to pay attention to. You got 102.2 as an interesting level. However, if we retreat off this level, dollar bears, myself included, would be happy to see something like that and possibly see some volatility to the downside on the dollar. I'd like to, again, I am a dollar bear at this time. I'd like to see this level hold very well and sell off from here. So, I feel like I'm off center with my camera. Let me fix that. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so again, news comes out here in just about 5 minutes, guys, and we will be watching several charts off of this. Now, I want to also mention, in terms of the dollar, we're kind of stuck in a range right now. We're back and forth. We're not decisively trending one way. For the dollar bears or the dollar bulls, depending on who you're asking, we also have some pretty key support here around 101.7. We're doing a technical breakdown here of the dollar. We'll talk fundamentals once we get the news. If price does even retreat down here, I would say dollar bears are not in the clear really until we're able to take out this previous low. So if you're a dollar bear or a dollar bull, or if you're agnostic, if you don't care which way it goes, you're just trading momentum, what I would say is keep an eye on both case scenarios. So dollar bulls, looking for that breakout. I think you have room. If news comes out favorable for the dollar, meaning probably less than expected unemployment claims, showing that stubborn labor market still strong, if that is the case that we see this morning, I think there might be upside trade to the dollar. And to the dollar bulls, right, there may be an opportunity there. Now, for the dollar bears, if we see something here this morning, for example, if we see unemployment spike higher, it's going to probably cause the dollar to catch a break to the downside. Why would that be the case? Well, we give the quick bird's eye view level of the fundamentals. And the reason is because, again, the Federal Reserve is watching the jobs market very, very closely to make up its mind about monetary policy. And if you don't know what I just said, rate hikes going up usually means the dollar is more bullish. Right now, we've seen a very bearish dollar because rate hike expectations have been falling. But in the most recent move here, we've seen a resurgence in hawkishness or dollar bullishness. So we're watching this number very importantly because it is, again, something key to the Federal Reserve. So again, from a technical perspective, what I'd say is breaks above or breaks below could trigger some bigger moves here in this market if you're watching the dollar. Volatility has been very low right now, guys. If you're watching, some of you guys take a look at the VIX has been very, very low in volatility. Now, what you'll notice if you don't know anything about the VIX, then hey, this is why you're here on the live stream. Thank you for being here. By the way, if you're enjoying the show, hit the thumbs up button. There's a lot of work that goes into these shows, and we really appreciate the support that you guys give us. So smash that thumbs up button. Let us know that you're enjoying the show. When volatility spikes, right, it usually means markets are moving a lot more. They're crazy. They're fearful, etc. Well, right now we're trading at very low levels of volatility, meaning the market is a little calm right now. Now, of course, when volatility gets crazy, that's also where traders can make a lot of money. But it's also where they can lose a lot of money. So the point is, when we go back to this dollar idea that we're talking about off the 4-hour chart, if unemployment claims spike suddenly higher, that's going to cause volatility likely to go much, much bigger. And in that case, that dollar bullish idea could be a nice trade to consider. Now, of course, I'm not here giving financial advice. I'm sharing my personal opinion. So please do your own homework. When it comes to trading, I'm not here to do your homework for you. You know, this isn't the bully on the playground kind of situation. I'm doing my own homework. You do yours. So guys, we've got about 1 minute, and we will be going over some charts like gold here today. I will definitely be covering the S&P 500. I'm looking for an entry myself. So we'll be discussing these things here in detail today. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to set up my charts here for the news event, and then we will get started because, again, we have about 1 minute to go here. So let me go ahead and get my charts set up. So we've got let's do this. Let's put the dollar top left, keep the S&P in the bottom left. We're going to put gold in the top right. And then let's put the euro in the bottom right. All right, guys. And again, we are watching today for unemployment claims, going to be telling about the jobs market here, the labor market in the United States, which will have heavy impact on the Federal Reserve's potential forward-looking meetings. So again, gold selling off prior to it. The dollar strong this morning. Going to be very interested to see how this plays out. And here we go. Breaking news, guys. We've got the numbers coming in as we speak. Let's see what we get in terms of volatility, if anything. Here's the dollar. S&P not moving too much. Gold popped a little bit there. Dollar selling just a bit. Euro up. S&P up slightly. Gold making a move here this morning, guys. Dollar down here. S&P. And let's see what those job numbers are looking like here this morning. Pending. Interesting. I've never seen this. This must be an update on Forex Factory. Very cool. Let us know, guys, if you do have the numbers before I do, please feel free to share them in the chat. And look at that. Look at that. Unemployment filing higher than expected slightly. That's very, very interesting. Not a huge change, but I will say this. I think this takes a little bit out of a little wind out of the sail for the dollar bullish case. Why? Because again, thank you everyone for sharing the chat. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you for Daniel. Everybody in the chat, thank you for that. Yeah, gonna be interesting to watch that. By the way, Ivan, if you want to come on the show, you're welcome to. We are chilling out. We're hanging out, and if you want to come comment, you're more than welcome to. Look at this, guys. Gold up above 2,000. Just chat with Chandler, by the way, if you do want to come on, as I'm not always attentive to the chat. I'm do my best, but it's difficult. You know this. Look at that dollar coming down pretty hard. Again, rejecting this level here that we were talking about just moments before the news event. I am actually taking a look here at the S&P a little closer. Let me see if I can find something there. SPY. Sorry, SPX 500. A little bit of a ping pong move there. So I'm watching the S&P myself for possible entries. I do want to get long again. I took a stab long on the S&P. Saw the market move in my favor, but ultimately stopped me out. So I am waiting to see what we can get there in terms of a pullback. If we get a little deeper, I'd like this. I really like the idea of getting long off of this level. You saw huge demand come into this market off these levels. And I think, with earnings season upon us right now, we had a strong start. I think that we could have a strong finish. And within that strong finish or projections for that, the S&P, in my opinion, still looks like it's got momentum to the upside. Fundamentalists on that sort of stuff, little conflicting right now. You have a lot of market analysts sort of bearish on the stock market. Some are bullish on the stock market, but it seems that the more popular opinion right now, at least on news and television right now, seems to be a little bit more on the bearish camp when it comes to the S&P. But as it pulls back here, I become more interested. I wasn't buying it up in these areas, but I'm very interested if we do get pullbacks at possible buys during this earnings season. Nick, looking at the chat, it's the same as finding water in the desert. That's a fair comparison. Going back to gold here, gold popped on this news, guys. Very interesting to see that. And again, this is sort of, when it comes to unemployment claims, what you might expect. Gold tends to, it's a double whammy for gold. Spikes in unemployment cause concern in the economy. Concern in the economy is inherently one of the bigger bullish cases for gold. Why is that? Think about it historically. People, when they're fearful about what's going on in the world, when they're fearful about central banks and their ability to handle recession fears, or even fears of recession itself, can be a strong bullish catalyst for gold. I'm watching gold here closely today. If we do start to see breakouts, we've got resistance right here. I'm a bull, but I'd like to see some evidence come in. And when I say evidence, what I mean is, breaks, retests, and from there, possibly looking for continuations. Let's consult the Edge Finder on this one and see if there's anything for us there. So give me 1 second. I'll pull that up. So yeah, unemployment claims came out higher than expected, just slightly. Not too much of a surprise there, but a little bit of volatility to come with it. And again, that gold chart still looking pretty strong here. Here's your hourly chart. Congrats to the bulls if you were long on gold. This was a nice move here. Yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to smash that like button, guys. It helps us out tremendously. We really appreciate it. Hey, Candace, what's up? Market very choppy nowadays. Harsh. It's the thing is, when it comes to markets, there's times when it's choppy, there's times when it's ranging, there's times where it's trending. This is the hard part about trading. It's not always an even all the time flowing one way or anything like that. Gold back in the buy territory here, guys. I'm interested. We're seeing gold pop back up as a +3 buy rating. COT data still supports bullishness on the gold market. The retail crowd seems to have picked up their short position again, and this is really interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting stuff here. I'm going to actually watch gold closely now. So both of these on my watch list personally today, I'm trading the S&P on the long side as well as gold on the long side, looking for opportunities in both of those. Let's actually take a look at, we'll pull those up together, see if we can find. So again, we've got the S&P and gold pulled up. And I'm going to pull up the 4-hour chart here. Yeah, so I'm watching for a deeper pullback on gold. Let me get I don't know why my color theme it's just slightly off. It was that green tint was just a little off. Same thing for gold. Would like to see any sort of break and retest on gold. I'm interested, right? So if we get something like a break above this 2010 mark, possibly breaks and retests. And interestingly, seeing a little bit of decline here in the S&P in the early New York session. So I'm interested in a pullback there. Got support just south of where we currently sit, 41.20. I'm kind of interested in that myself. I'll wait to see what happens on market open. That's usually when I execute my trades in terms of the S&P 500. We'll bring him in. We'll bring him in now. You guys are heavily requesting him, and you're getting what you want here this morning. We'll say hello to Mr. Ivan FX. How are you, sir?
I'm good, and you?
Good. Hey, what's your take on this unemployment numbers coming out this morning?
I would say they're pretty on target. I'm actually quite surprised by the market reaction, actually, because it's not that much. It's 5,000 different, but if it was like 300,000, I would be a bit more worried. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't understand.
I'm kind of with you. I mean, I don't think it's like it's not like a jarring like hit the buy or sell button kind of number, but it is an interesting, in terms of like the dollar. I think in some cases there was the bar was set high for dollar bulls this morning. Clearly, as we see a retreat off of those highs here in the beginning of the day, I think that in some ways the dollar bullish case was like, hey, unemployment is going to stay incredibly sticky. Jobs numbers are not going to, they're not going to falter, and the Fed is going to have this sticky problem with inflation forever. And, just going into today, we didn't get any sort of major surprise. And it seems like some of that expectation or hope for the dollar bulls has been washed away, at least for now. Again, inflation's still a sticky problem that we'll have to continue to watch development. But what's your take on the dollar here today, Ivan?
Also, euro is still it's kinda bullish, and dollar is kinda bearish.
Yeah.
And what I mean by kinda is like it has had momentum to the lower side, but now it's kind of like pausing for a moment, or is giving us deeper pullbacks. And we can see here when we have the peaks here, they're I don't know if it's 75 or 68, 618 or higher, but the pullbacks are pretty deep. So that means like momentum lower is pausing. So I almost feel like market wants to have a bullish direction for some reason, just to get some more sellers in, because they're definitely losing momentum here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I think that in terms of it's tricky because there have been some hawkish comments recently. I don't know if you've been paying attention at all to the earnings reports that have been coming out in the United States. It's been a little bit mixed. I mean, we had Tesla, for example, which sort of disappointed in a lot of ways, but then you also had some of the banking fears. Somewhat sidelined in the sense that JP Morgan, some of the bigger banks, which was a big fear, have sort of been sidelined. And in some ways, of course, that's good for some markets, and also concerning for others, because again, if that problem is out of the way, the Federal Reserve might be slightly more willing to be hawkish. But again, I'm sort of still in the camp of dollar bear as well for now.
For now, okay. So
For
we
now.
have priced in so far 88%. I think it is priced in of one rate hike in May, which is like 2 weeks from now. That's right. And yes, we have seen some bullish commentary from Waller and other members, but that's kind of the last one. But shouldn't dollar then be bullish if we are now seeing more? If we're now seeing more hawkish Fed, and we haven't seen that, and the reason for why a dollar has pulled back so much higher is because it has hit at least my targets, what I use as targets, and it hit 101. So there's also a natural reaction to the bottom that we currently have on dollar, meaning that I would just argue that we're just waiting for this one to make another way lower. And being said that, we need sellers, and if they leave like they did at 101 is pretty strong pullback candle here. When are they going to kick in again? And still doesn't seem to have come as a big stream, at least.
Yeah, no, and Ivan, I think you might be onto something with this dollar idea, in the sense that you mentioned that in order for there to be another sell move, a lot of times you need a nice little pullback. You need that opportunity to invite new sellers into the market on a pullback. And one thing that I think you just mentioned there that I found to be a good point is you mentioned that some Federal Reserve members have come out and sort of said hawkish statements. And if I show you my dollar chart here for just a second. So on this dollar move to the upside that we have here, and let me switch our views here. In terms of the dollar bullish that we had for the last couple of weeks, on some hawkish remarks. There has been a little bit of a push to the upside, but I'm kind of in the same camp in the sense that like the market needs an opportunity to sell again. And part of that up move now being faded, now being rejected, and to your point, not exploding higher. It's not like it's just, off those hawkish remarks, taking out all of the recent highs. It's not doing that. And I think that at the same time, probably the consensus is still rate hike 25 basis points and pause and see what the data comes in as. And so any rally super strong on the dollar, I think goes against that consensus, in my opinion. So I think that rallies on the dollar are more selling opportunities than anything. That's my take on it.
Yeah, and I remember. I think this is a time where we had a stream a Monday, and we had this pretty big dollar push higher, and people are like, "Oh, buy a dollar, What's going on? We're going higher." But we haven't gone high. We haven't technically had that confirmation yet. So in the sense that yes, you have different comments, yes, you have different inputs, we have different indicators coming in, as I would call them mixed now. You still don't have the technical confirmation. So if you are a seller, you're very late to the party. But also, if we are going to see a pause, if they're now signaling a pause going forward, dollar is going to fall. Yeah, at least immediately, and then we can talk about dollar strength later on. But the initial reaction, therefore, for me, it is the most logical one to sit and be dollar bearish positioned, or at least minded, so that if I see a deeper retracement on dollar before the FOMC, at least if I don't get current price, at least I get a better price. So I'm going to change the direction.
No, I like all good points, and I think that in terms of the dollar case, you mentioned, we've talked about the consensus being, hey, we're going to probably slow our rate hikes. We're probably going to, pause and watch the data. If 6 months from now, Ivan, we are still seeing inflation be sticky, and the Federal Reserve may need to talk about something different, that's a conversation for that time. But for you, me, and for most of the audience, of course, us trading, being more active in the markets, we're not looking 6 months out. We're looking really more in focus. And I think that right now, 1 month outlook for me on the dollar is still bearish until something becomes more clear from the Federal Reserve to the contrary. So thank you for hopping on the last second here, Ivan. As always, you're always welcome on the show, and I appreciate you coming on with your take.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks, Ivan. And so as Ivan heads out, I just want to let you guys know, Ivan, he's one of our head traders here at A1 Trading. Behind the scenes, we have a Discord channel where you can see and keep up to date with all of the stuff that Ivan, myself, and of course, many of you guys know Frank as well. If you guys want access to this, real quick, we're going to do something cool. Right now, we're gonna open up a live chat feature where you can actually go ask us about our Discord. If you want to check it out today, if you want to get access to the Discord, you get access to all the trades being shared. So if I take a trade, if Frank takes a trade, or if Ivan shares a trade, you can get access to all of those within our Discord channel. We share our research, our up-to-date journals, and what we're trading, why we're trading it. It is not just a signals service. It is a service where you can read along with trades we're taking, but more importantly, why we're taking them. So if you want access to this for the day, we're going to be dropping a talk to link so that you can have a conversation with one of our support reps here at A1 Trading. So if you want to get into the Discord today, here's what you can do. Click talk to. We're doing a major discount sale off of the group, and we want people to check it out for themselves. So if you want access, click this right here. Click that link that's just been dropped. It looks like this in the chat right now. And then hit VIP Trading Signals /education access if you want access to our Discord, where you can get into conversations with myself and Ivan. Ivan did a great live session yesterday. I wasn't there, but I heard that it was very good from a couple members, as always. So if you guys want access to that for the day, come join us. Click that link. Open up a conversation right now with one of my staff members who are in office here in Atlanta, Georgia. We have a team who is ready to help you out if you're looking to improve your trading and trade alongside myself and my team, that is how you can do that. So let's take a look now at the euro. Following the aftermath of this unemployment numbers, the dollar seems to have faded away, fallen apart a little bit on its bullish move here this morning. And we're looking at euro again. So we're looking at the 4-hour chart. For those of you guys who are more active on the euro, here's what I'm thinking. If you're bullish or bearish, we continue to have another case scenario where we're talking about a ranging market. Seems to be the case right now in many markets that we've got sort of range-bound stuff going on. If you're a euro bull, and if I had to put myself in a camp, I'm more euro bullish than I am bearish. If I was to trade something here, I'd be looking for continuation plays off of a breakout. Because if this breaks to the upside, I think you have a solid chance at seeing a run back to the previous highs. We can mark this as resistance here because that is what it is, right? We saw a major sell. You know, you can see when you get like these candles, when you get like 3 solid red candles, one after the next, these offer some levels of resistance in a lot of cases. So for example, let's mark those 2 charts. We've marked those 2 spots on our charts here, right? If you guys watch this channel on a regular basis, what you're going to notice is that I focus a lot, and so do a lot of my guests. We focus a lot on fundamentals, and then we keep things relatively simple on the technicals. Technical analysis is, for the retail trader, usually the bread and butter. That's what they use. They use charts. Fundamental analysis is the bread and butter for professional institutional level traders. When you go on and you listen to professional money market managers, you know, they're managing billions of dollars. They're not talking about head and shoulders patterns. They're talking about fundamentals that are driving the market higher. They're talking about valuations. That's what we are trying to bring to the retail trader here. So if you're enjoying my stream right now, if you're enjoying the show, make sure hit that thumbs up button. Let us know you're enjoying it. It'll tell the YouTube algorithm to get you back in here in the future, but also hit that subscribe button with that notification bell so you can come back and learn more absolutely for free. So there you go. Okay, so this euro move, right? I mentioned marking key spots on our chart. Really simple technical analysis. We saw 3 very strong sell bars here, right? 3 very strong sell bars here. It's not always 3. I'm just looking for a key reaction on a chart. For example, here is a bullish move. And notice how interestingly, this point in the chart offered resistance again, and this point in the chart offered support again. We're in a range-bound market, and so it is sort of the case that we're just ping-ponging back and forth. But a notable distinction will be a potential break one way or the other. If we get a strong move above this 109.80 level on the euro, any pullback, in my view, looks like sort of what many traders would call a zone to zone, right? It's that fancy phrasing, zone to zone, right? Moving from a break, retest, continuation. Might be interesting to look there. On the flip side, if you are a dollar bull, what I would say is watch for the crack here on the euro, right? Meaning break of this key structure. Does this make sense? Type yes in the chat if what I just went through in terms of keeping technicals really, really simple. Type yes in the chat if that made sense to you. Yeah. Nick, can you touch base on for what you have for education? Absolutely, Clerics. So I'll give you the quick rundown and then I'll tell you where you can ask about it. So inside of our Discord channel, we do a lot of stuff. Inside of the group, you're going to get all the trades that I'm taking. But this by itself is trades in action, meaning it is education, but not in theory, in actual practice, right? So you're going to see the trades that are being taken. And this is why it's an educational service. It is a trade from me. Why I took that trade, whether I'm right or wrong, I'm going to be wrong sometimes. Disclaimer, if you're looking to just copy and make endless money, it's not the service for you. If you're looking to learn and be serious about this stuff, and invest in your education, if you are seriously trying to become a professional trader someday, I would very, very much encourage you. Take the small amount of money it costs to join our VIP and come get access. It is worth the money. I am 110% confident of that. So if you're interested in getting access to that, so this is, of course, the educational. We also have an educational portal, which goes through strategies. You can download my strategy in PDF form. You can also download some from Frank. We have all sorts of good stuff in there. We have many, many pieces of information that are valuable tools to up-and-coming traders. Again, instead of just losing the money in the markets without any sort of understanding of what you're doing, take a small amount of money and come join us inside of the group. Speaking of, if you want to join us today, if you're serious about this stuff and you want to get involved, click this link. We're going to drop one more link here again in the chat. It's going to take you to a conversation starting point to where you can actually chat with someone from my team if you have more specific questions. Click this link. It's right here. It will take you to a chat box where you can have a direct conversation with one of my staff members right now. So if you want access to the Discord, click VIP Trading Signals, and you'll get all the information from one of my team members here. There you go. Awesome. What's up, Clerics? VIP and Edgefinder Pro. Glad to hear it. That's awesome. You took the full route and got everything. That's awesome. Speaking of full route, let's double back and take a look here at the Edgefinder. And we're going to take a look in just a second at the COT data. We're going to take a look at what big money is buying and selling. So don't go anywhere. Right after this quick break, we're going to hear from one of our sponsors. Chandler is in the booth here. Chandler, you good to go? Give me a thumbs up if you're good. All right, cool. Let's do that, guys. We're going to take a quick break here from Chandler. Oh, Chandler, I think you might be muted or can't hear you.
There we go. All right.
You're good.
I wasn't saying anything important. Okay, here we go. The real ad read. Here we go. All right, Superfunded. We are partnered with Superfunded. You may guys have heard of Superfunded before. They're powered by 8cap. We're also sponsored by them. We also have Forex Tester. And speaking of them, next Monday coming up, we got a Forex Tester stream coming out. So how about that? So stay tuned for that. That'll be pretty cool. Anyway, Superfunded is the big one for today. It's a new prop firm to enter the space. It's relatively new. And if you're looking to be funded, this might be a pretty good option for you. If you have the skills but lack the capital, Superfunded may be the answer for you. Superfunded, with that, you're able to take an examination to prove your trading skills. And you have up to 90 days to pass. That's quite a lot of time, if you ask me. 90 days. Holy cow. Superfunded is ideal for both swing traders and day traders, and they even allow their traders to hold positions over the weekend. Superfunded is a funding program powered by 8cap, like I said. It's created by traders for traders. Did I say that? I said that backwards. It's created for traders by traders. I don't even know if that matters to say vice versa. But if you're looking to get funded, check out their examination today. You can even get a 10% off discount if you use the code A1Trading at checkout. That's A1Trading, all one word, A1 Trading. Just type it out like that. No spaces. You click the link below in the description, and you can get started that way. So just click the link below, type in A1 Trading, get a 10% off discount, take their examination, see if you can pass. I'm fairly confident a lot of you guys, if you watch this enough, maybe you'll do a pretty good job. So back to Nick.
Thanks, Chandler, for that quick break. And yes, guys, check out Superfunded if you haven't already. They're new prop firm, so they're up and coming. The team there is really cool. We've had several conversations with them, and a lot of you guys have had some really good feedback about them so far. We've heard from a lot of people on the stream supporting us. Again, if you use that code A1 Trading, you will be supporting this live stream. If you are looking to get funded, consider Superfunded using that link down below in the description with A1 Trading as your promo code for 10% off. So yeah, back to what we were getting at with the Smart Money Tracker. Quick look at the latest. Again, I am still very much looking for that gold long opportunity. Part of the reason for that, guys, is that institutional money is also very positioned long on gold. How do I know this? Again, we are using the COT data, which we have pulled into the Edgefinder. For those of you who have our software, then you may already be familiar with this. We're on the Smart Money Tracker page where you can keep an up-to-date look at what the COT data is showing us in terms of your favorite assets, currencies, etc. So if we look at gold, what we're seeing here, what this may mean, you might be saying, well, what is 79% of what? Well, what we are looking at is the futures contracts opened or traded right now by institutional traders. Now, we have this data, like I said, from the CFTC's Commitment of Traders report that comes out. We've just imported it and made it easy for people to view. Long contracts are at 260,000, whereas short contracts are only at 67,000. So you can see a clear, distinct preference for the long side overall when it comes to the gold market. And we'll continue to watch that. But feel free, if you want to pause the live or take a look at other assets, you can do so very easily by clicking. I just totally lost my train of thought. That is a new one. You can just pause the video. You can take a look at whatever you'd like on our page here. We can also take a look at retail sentiment. This is another unique one, of course, to see what's going on with retail traders. Now, the way we do this, guys, we actually have sort of an inverse. It can be a little bit confusing. Usually with Smart Money Tracker, I'm looking to be in the same direction as Smart Money, right? Big money, hedge funds, professional speculators, etc. And then on the retail side, I'm actually a contrarian view, right? So if the retail crowd, for example, right now, when we look at USDCHF, the retail crowd is incredibly long biased. So in this case, I'm more actually on the short side of this trade. Why? Because again, retail traders, you have heard the stat a million times. Retail traders, on average, they lose money. Up to 90 to 95% of people who are actively trading retail side lose money. And that's data that we get from Forex brokerages, from stock brokerages, from futures brokerages. It's sort of a uniformly consensus thing. So anyways, when I see the retail traders are piled into a long trade or a short trade, I'm hesitant to be on that same side of the trade. If you guys want access to our software, again, we are actually ending our sale on this event. Let me give you guys a quick pitch because I don't want you to forget to use this. If you've been thinking about getting access to our software, do not wait. You're going to miss the best sale discount of the entire year. This is very important. Our sale is ending. We are doing 40% off right now. If you're interested in getting access to the Edge Finder or our Discord, it is literally the best time of the entire year to get access now. So if you want access, if you don't want to miss the 40% off sale, click this link. We'll drop it one more time in the chat. It's going to open up a conversation with one of our team members. Do not miss it. Like I said, that's why I keep bringing it back. I know I've said this, this is like the second or third time I've said it on the stream. I just don't want people to miss it. The sale is ending soon. It's our 1-year anniversary sale of our software, the Edge Finder. We've been developing it and working really hard on it for the last year. And so we did a sale, but do not miss the 40% off sale because again, we will be closing the doors on that and the price will be going back up. So do not miss it. So yeah. Bring it back to position tracker for now. No, it was a very manual process and we're also back to another streaming software, which made it much more difficult to do that position tracker on the stream. Possibly something similar in the future, but if you just stick around, I talk about my trades all the time, and so do our guests when they come on the show as well. So speaking of guests, we have one showing up here who is our regular guest. Let's say hello, if he's ready, to Miko. Miko, how's it going, man? Can you hear me? Hopefully.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't think I can.
Okay, wait. Maybe
I can't seem to. Can you hear me though?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. I can't hear you, so.
Okay. I'm gonna just back out.
Okay. What is up, people? Hope everyone's doing that. I don't know why I can't hear Nick there. See, that was a short little introduction, but I hope everyone's doing good. Let me actually share my screen first. Okay. Present, share screen. There we go. Okay, yeah. Sorry, apologies about that, but I hope everyone's doing good. And thank you for having me back on the stream. So yeah, guys, I'll go through some pairs I'm looking at for the rest of the week and into next week as well. If there's any particular pairs you guys want to discuss, feel free to drop it down in the chat. we'll take a look, share my opinion and thoughts. And if there's any trades you guys want to discuss as well, feel free to drop it down in the old chat. But yeah, guys, welcome back to the stream. So for me, I'm looking at pound CAD, but pound CAD looks to be breaking to the upside. So I'm going to be being a little bit more patient with pound CAD. I did take a loss on this one earlier in the week. And price is now back at a really key area where I'm looking for potentially the next lower high to form for me to the downside. So pound CAD is an area of interest, is at an area of interest, and definitely a pair of interest for myself. I'll be focusing on shorts for this one, but lacking some confirmation. Still looking bullish. Obviously, the news just came in, and pound CAD has reacted bullish towards that and seeing a big spike to the upside. So we'll be taking, we'll be a little bit patient with this one, waiting for some entry confirmation. But I'm looking to see if we can get a next lower high around this area for some shorts. Again, in terms of targets, back down to the prior low. I don't need these headphones then. Back down to the prior low. So hopefully you can see that move there happened this week. There's also a very critical area on the higher time frames as well on the weekly, which is this zone here as well. As you can see, really, really big zone here on the weekly for pound CAD coming into this level. See some consistent lower highs into that level, and now we're coming to test it a second time. So if the market is going to reject this area, you would expect to see a big meltdown for pound CAD. But of course, it could still break through. It's not confirmed yet, hence why we're waiting for entry signals, confirmation, before we look to jump into the trade. But in terms of where it is trading, I'm looking at some pound CAD shorts. Hopefully, you can get that soon. I'm still going to eye up the yen pairs, which I was since last week. Still haven't really got anything with them yet. I'm looking at CHF-JPY longs. This one is coming up to its daily, weekly resistance. So I'm looking for some retracement and continuation in terms of the higher time frames from the monthly, weekly, daily, 4H, hourly. Everything is bullish with CHF-JPY all the way to the highest time frames, all the way down to the lowest, pretty much. So I'm looking for more upside here, get some pullbacks on this one and some continuation. Hopefully, I think for this one, probably be next week, we'll probably see an opportunity because the retracement I'm after is back down to retest 147.5, and it'll be a hell of a move if we see that before the end of the week. So most likely CHF-JPY will give us some entries probably next week. I'm expecting some retracement. Price action is very, very corrective, and normally this is not really sustaining price action. You would expect to see a rollover pretty soon. It doesn't have to, but if it does, I will be looking to collect it on the buy side of things to the upside. USDJPY, I'm looking at buys for this one as well. Had some really nice moves since last week, Friday, coming into this week's been a little bit corrective, but looking for a deeper pullback. Retest the prior high at 133.633. Look for my entry confirmations there to take it back up into 135.500. So this is a very key support. We broke through for a lot of momentum not too long ago. Never got the retest of it. So we do have an incentive to head higher, come back and retest that level for USDJPY. So again, this is a more probabilistic opportunity in comparison to CHF-JPY, which we need a hell of a retracement for us to actually get some entries on that one. So probably for next week, but USDJPY not too far, could happen by tomorrow. I could see you guys nice trades by tomorrow. And I'm also looking at pound gem. I'm not sure if I'll get anything for that one. The risk reward's not looking that good. And euro yen as well. If euro yen can have a pullback, this one risk reward looks very, very tidy back to this area. Similar opportunity to CHF-JPY as well. Price coming back to the highs. I'm still looking for more upside for this one so I can get a pullback, retest some really nice structure, resistance again. I'll be more than happy to buy it back up for continuation back to the highs at 148. So my main focus is mainly the yen pairs, looking for some retracement for them and some buys. And I'm focusing a lot on pound CAD as well for some entries. Still testing that level, so I will be keeping an eye out on pound CAD. What are some pairs you guys are looking at? Feel free to let me know when we go through the chat. I'm not too sure where I came on. So you go, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Okay, I'll start from there, work my way down. Jason, what is up? Can you take a look at either Euro AUD or Pound AUD? Okay, sure. We'll take a look at those pairs. Asness, what is up? Been killing it. Sculpting GC helps balance out my idiocy regarding owning Tesla. Well, fair enough. Again, if you, trading is a good way to counter investing. To be fair, because once you invest, you hold for the long term. But throughout that long term holding, there's gonna be ups and downs and long periods of down as well. Whereas trading, you can be back and forth. So it kind of is a nice little addition to investing as well. Moch, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Lincoln, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Please, pound yen is a good buy. So yeah, pound yen's okay. I'm not really a big fan of the risk to reward, but I do like the setup here in terms of the confluence. You have this lovely level of resistance, which you broke through. Was it Wednesday? So yesterday broke through Wednesday for a lot of momentum. I remember when the pound news came on, and now we've kind of seen not much since then. But nonetheless, it's still an important area, and if you can get sufficient price action in that area, I do think we can get a nice bounce to the upside for pound yen. So I will be keeping an eye on this one, but quite frankly, I prefer USDJPY, CHF-JPY, Euro-JPY. So I'm not planning to trade all of these JPY pairs. I'm just seeing which one will give me the best opportunity in terms of risk to reward, entry, and yeah, and that will be the JPY pair I trade. But I probably will focus maybe on USDJPY. Which is not too far away. So yeah, pound yen in terms of the analysis, it's pretty much the same as the other JPY pairs. Still seeing consistent higher highs and higher lows with this one. Still got a bullish trend intact as well. And we do have some nice confluence resting here at 166,800. So keep an eye out on that level. I'll probably say it might be a setup for tomorrow because now we're coming up to the end or kind of past peak time New York session. So it's kind of in terms of volume, it's going to be a steady decline till the end of the day. So it might be a good setup to look at during London tomorrow. Obviously, with London session opens, might be sitting around that area for tomorrow morning for a push to the upside or wherever you are in the world. But yeah, in terms of analysis, I would favor more upside for that one. So Seklo was up. Oil, Miko could be a great opportunity going to next week or even earlier. Bullish bias for a while now. Wanting so great value and build up of structure on the hourly later on. Yeah, I'm still seeing more downside for oil. There might be some short-term upside, but I'm still looking at a gap getting filled. I'll go take a look at pound AUD, Euro AUD first, and take a look at oil. Wow, there's a lot of pairs. Okay, let me take a look at pound AUD. Where is pound Aussie? Then I'll take a look at oil shortly after. Let me just type it up. GBP AUD. There we are. Okay, so pound AUD. So for this one, last time I checked, we were coming into, okay, not quite. I was looking to see if we can come into these areas, didn't quite make it. So yeah, we still have a bullish trend here for pound AUD, but price is a little bit corrected now. We are still seeing consistent higher highs and higher lows. But as you can see, the trend is starting to exhaust, starting to deplete. Might be time for a deeper retracement. So I haven't been a big fan of looking to buy pound AUD, Euro AUD, pound NZD, Euro NZD, all very similar pairs. I'm not really looking to buy those pairs because they're kind of in their last limbs, approaching some key areas. We might see one more push back up to the resistance here at 1.88. In fact, if we can break out of this consolidation, I do think if we can snap above that, you got some nice targets to aim for. Back to highs here at 1.868, and then a push to 1.88 up there looks good as well. So yeah, the way I see pound AUD going is most likely we might head down and have a deeper retracement because the market is quite corrective now, and I would expect to see some retracement. Or if the bulls step back in, sure, we can be looking at this being the possible next higher low. Break and retest above the high there looks very, very attractive, above 1.85482. And then you got some nice clean trades there back to the highs at 1.86794, and possibly that higher time frame level there as well. But yeah, the market is still creating higher highs and higher lows, but I wouldn't go into buys just yet. Unless we clear the highs there, then yeah, maybe the buyers are back in town to play. But we might be seeing some retracement beforehand. Okay, so I'll take a look at oil. Let me go through some of the popular pairs. I'm seeing pound USD a couple times. I'm seeing USDCAD as well. Okay, I'll go through those pairs after. Let me take a look at oil first. Okay, so yeah, I'm about to say pound yen again. Oil seeing some downside. I am favoring price to go and fill that gap. Again, most gaps generally do look to fill, and this is a hell of a gap on oil. Really, really big push to the upside, and price is still stuck at that same resistance. So I don't have a bullish bias for oil. Maybe we might see price eventually reverse because, again, this bearish trend has been going on quite a while. It might be time for the reversal, but we need to be seeing some break of structure first. Most importantly, 82 needs to break for us to even consider a higher time frame reversal. On the lower time frames, we might be seeing some upside, but I'll just be expecting that to be short-term bullish momentum for retracement. And on my stream earlier, I was highlighting 78.64. And I think, you're going to have a shorter retracement, retest the structure, continue, or you might come and retest this 4H zone here at 80. So either which way I'm looking at oil, I'm looking at downside to go and fill that gap back down to 75.65. And yeah, you can be looking at retest of either one of these structures here. If the market wants to have a bigger push, then we can probably look to go retest 80. If it's a bit more of a shallow retest, maybe on the 30-minute, then keep an eye on 78.50. But personally, for me, I'm looking at a bit more downside for oil. So hopefully that made sense. Okay, I'll take a look at pound USD and USDCAD. So yeah, pound USD for this one, I have not been interested in trading pound USD for a while. Everything in this range here, I have not been looking to trade. Let me just change the color of that. Get the border going to, yeah, it's a nice little color. Actually, no, it does blend in with the red a little bit. Let's go purple. Okay, so yeah, anything in this range here, I've not been looking to trade for pound USD. And the reason is because it's a very sensitive region. I was speaking on this, I think last time I was on stream here, that pound USD is a very, very sensitive region. And what I mean by this is a very, very important level on the daily time frame where people are looking for breakouts, fake outs, you name it. And either which way, the market's either going to break to the upside and continue the bullish trend, and we can look to follow that, or it's going to snap back inside this bigger range here. So if I clone that, we've got a ranging market here for pound USD, or it's going to break back inside, and then we can get the sells after that. So that's what I'm interested in for pound USD. I'm not really looking to trade within here because it's a bit too speculative and difficult to find some really good high probability trades. Now, pound USD is still overall bullish. Let me move this out of the way. Still overall bullish. The market's still creating higher highs and higher lows, as we can evidently see here. So I have to favor buys for now. But if I'm looking to buy it, I need to see another break to the upside, and then I'll look to wait for that pullback and then look to go long. I'm not looking to buy here. It's not worthwhile, and it's quite corrective, and you can probably find a lot better opportunities elsewhere. So pound USD for me, inside that box I had, let me go back, get it involved. So yeah, inside this box, I'm not looking to do anything with pound USD. Feel free to trade if you want to. Of course, if you've got a trading plan, look to trade the plan. But for me, myself, and I will be waiting for price to commit to a direction either above or below. And then if we've got some good structure after that, then I'll look to follow that, whether that's to the downside or to the upside. So yeah, pound USD, I'm a bit more neutral, just waiting for us to have that solid breakout. USD CAD, I will take a look next. Okay, gold, I'll take a look at. Seen request for gold a few times, but we'll go through USD CAD first. So yeah, USD CAD's coming to an important area of resistance. The market has been in this bearish trend here on the 4H time frame, bleeding to the downside, some lower lows, lower highs, and recently we've had this nice push to the upside. So I said earlier today, it could be some nice shorts coming to this 1.35 area or just slightly below 1.35. Could see some nice downside from this area. The market has been printing some lower highs here on the 4H, and we could see a nice move. On the higher time frames, the market's still bullish. So as you can see, we're still consistent with these higher lows. So personally, for me, I'm still looking for buys. Either we get one more down move, and then we look to buy from the lows down here, or the market starts breaking some structure to the upside, and then I look for the pullbacks to go long. Either which way, I'm just waiting for the buying opportunities for USDCAD. I think this bearish trend here will be short term, and then we could start snapping bullish again. And if we do see a bigger breakout, then I'll hold my hands up. But for now, for USDCAD, we are coming to an important area. Can monitor that on the lower time frames. The market's quite corrective here, so if you see a breakout of this, could be some nice trades in the lower time frames for a push to the downside. So yeah, USDCAD for me, I do see some short-term sales coming into this 1.35 zone with support here. Big bullish move to the upside. Market's broken through that. Now we're getting a retest that area of confluence, probably coming to the 0.786 on the fib there as well. Not quite, not too far away from it. So yeah, keep an eye for USDCAD. I do think there could be some short-term sells, but definitely no confirmation yet to get short. Need to see that momentum come through first. Okay, so we'll take a look at gold next. I'll move on to NAS 100 after. So yeah, gold's seen some upside last time I was looking at it. Yeah, it has seen a little bit of upside. I mean, waiting to see what the gold's going to do at this area, looking for some shorts for a move to the downside, but didn't get the entry. Price was very, very choppy, and then we had the news come out, obviously a big push to the upside. So I'm waiting to see what gold's going to do because it's still stuck at some resistance, and I need price to break through the highs first. And then I'll actually start looking for some buys for gold on the retest of 2K. It was a very, very lovely level here on the left. Solid level of resistance. I was looking to buy from here at the start of the week, but I didn't get the entry confirmation I was looking at. But the market still could be looking to print another higher low in reference to these lows and maybe actually push back to highs. I still do think gold is going to hit those all-time highs pretty soon. Whether we're going to have a down move first, retrace it a little bit deeper, then get the move, or maybe just see the move, very, very soon. That's up to gold. But if you can start breaking through some highs here, looking for a correction, continuation back to 2045. So right now, I'm not really seeing much for gold right now. We're at resistance. Price is just breaking through into that level. I think price is still a little bit dazed from the news that just come out. So I think probably it would be a good idea to let price settle a little bit. But I'm not really seeing any opportunities right now for gold. I wouldn't look to short it. I wouldn't look to buy it yet either. If you can see a bit more follow through, clear some of those highs and break structure, then yeah, I will be looking at some longs. But yeah, gold, I'm kind of waiting. Overall bias is still bullish, still seeing consistent higher highs and higher time frames. And we do have a good chance of making it back to the all-time highs. So waiting for a good opportunity there, and then we can look to follow that momentum. But nothing there yet for gold. A little bit more follow through, then we can look for some retracements to buy back up. NAS 100. I haven't really looked at NAS or any indices pretty much this week. It's kind of my first time really looking at them. NAS is an interesting area looking at the higher time frames. This is the weekly. I'm just seeing the overview before I comment on the lower time frames. Price is still consistent with the lower highs here. We've poked up again. Potentially could be seeing some retracement, potentially even forming a major low high to roll over. That is still on the cards. And the market is starting to struggle at these highs now. So it's going to be interesting to see what the market's going to do. Let me change that back. Blue there. Ooh. There we go. It's a bit too bright. There we go. So yeah, the market's still stuck at these highs, having a hard time trying to break through. So we might be seeing some retracement for NAS, but it's nothing that I would look to trade personally. For me, all of this is just consolidation, and I would stay away from that until the market commits in a particular direction. Either we start snapping through to the downside, seeing some good momentum, like we did on this move to the upside. If we can start to see something like that similar, heading back down, then short retest of the level, retracement, expecting continuation into the downside. Or if we can start committing higher, we've got a lovely level to buy on top of. So yeah, with US 100 with NAS, I'd say stay patient with this one. The market is very, very choppy. It's not really looking attractive at all for any buys or even sells for that matter. This is just very, very tough market conditions. And I think there probably are better markets out there to look at to trade right now. But if you can get a breakout, I think NAS will be looking good after that. Whether it's for the sell or the buys, all we're looking for is good momentum. And then we can look to follow through that using structure and entry confirmation. So keep an eye on NAS, but in this area, I would advise to stay away from it because it's very, very speculative. Of course not now. Okay, I agree. Then what downside? Okay. So if for the long-term buy, you need to break 82. So yeah, on the same page. Okay, S&P will take a look as well. We're together with the pound CAD. Nice. Yeah, I'm looking to short it. Need to get the confirmations for that one. Could be seeing entries soon, to be fair, depending on when we get the entry confirmation. If we start breaking through, then obviously there's no trade for us, or for me at least, for pound CAD. But we'll be keeping an eye on that area. I'll give it 2-3 hours until like 5 p.m. UK time, and then after that, I'll be waiting for tomorrow to see what happens. CAD JPY. Okay, I'm seeing a few CAD JPY, so we'll take a look at CAD Yen. I'm seeing a few S&P 500 as well. So yeah, we'll take a look at that one too. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on CAD Yen, but nothing there yet. I mean, pound CAD. CAD Yen, we'll go into that one next. CAD JPY. Yeah, the last time I saw this one, so okay, we're seeing some breakouts now. Nice. So I was commenting on this one earlier today. I said that the market is in a slight descending channel. We've got some slight lower highs here, some slight lower lows. So the market basically is consolidating at a slight angle, basically. And now we're coming back to the highs, back to the extremes of the patterns. So up at these areas, we've got a 50-50 chance of the market either breaking out or rejecting, basically. Those are the only two outcomes the market could do. And it looks like we are rejecting. The market had the consolidation, failed to follow through to the upside. Now it's breaking to the downside with a very, very good candle closure there on the 4H. So simply looking at corrections and continuations now. If you can get a retest of the low here, which is kind of like the neckline, if you will, of the pattern, retest the consolidation, that could be a nice place to short right at the highs. And then target wise, you got a few levels to aim for. These are levels I highlighted earlier. You got the retest of the high there at 99. You got this consolidation there around 98,200. You got the prior low here at 97,400. Excuse me, 97,400. So there's a few areas you can look to target based on your risk reward, based on how aggressive you want to be with your trade. But in terms of the analysis for CAD Yen, we have a very, very nice place of resistance from the higher time frames. We're seeing some evidence on the lower time frames that we're rejecting as well. We're getting a sharp breakout, corrections and pullbacks is what you're going to be after. Retest some structure around 99.991, basically just underneath 100. And yeah, looking for sells upon that level will look good. So yeah, bias for CAD Yen is definitely to the downside. S&P I'll take a look at next. I'll take a look at pound yen. I'm seeing a lot of requests for pound yen. I'll go over that quickly because I did do pound yen earlier in the stream. US30 as well. How many trades do you usually take per week? On average, it's probably like 2, I'll probably say. But it does vary. Sometimes I can be as active as 4 trades. Sometimes I might not even take a trade a week. But I'll probably say if you just bring it all together, probably average around 2 maybe. Okay, so S&P. So yeah, S&P 500 having trouble at the highs there. So it does seem like the indices are struggling today, or have been struggling, because they've all been quite corrective. They're either consolidating or being very, very corrective, which is kind of the same thing, really. So US 500 is having trouble at the highs here. Might be looking to head lower. Again, zooming out, taking a look at the weekly, still have consistent low highs, 1, 2, 3. This is still lower than that high technically. Still could see some downside. Wouldn't obviously look to predict too far into the future. All we can say right now is that the sellers are having a good time rejecting price around these areas. But I would wait for a bit more development here. Maybe there could be some sells on the lower time frames because we are seeing some structure break here on the low time frames. As you can see here, market's starting to break through some lows, starting to get through some lower highs as well and some lower lows. So on the lower time frame, could see some short-term sales for US 500. We've got one high there, second high. Could see a third one come back into the consolidation over here. That could be a nice little place to look for some shorts. Retest that area, confirmation, take it to the downside. And you've got a few targets you can aim for. These lows will be good places to do that. But I wouldn't look to push this trade too far. High time frames are still quite bullish coming to this level. And the only thing we've got currently at this place is that there's a big level of resistance around here on the daily, and potentially might be forming a lower high in the weekly, potentially. So yeah, on the low time frames, it looks good for a sell. It does look good for a sell. But yeah, I wouldn't be too overly confident for that. You might just have a deeper retracement, then we can go and tap the highs again. But this is what I'm looking at for like an hourly 30-minute setup there for S&P. US30, whilst we're here as well, price is still respecting that resistance there. You can see we are getting these low highs, 1, 2, 3. Potentially could see another move to the downside there as well. Again, I want to see a break of this level here first. I want to see price breaking through. Then we look at the corrections and then the continuation. So this is essentially what I want to see: push through, retrace, and then the continuation. This price action here is just consolidation, so I wouldn't want to be trading within that. Very, very choppy range, difficult to find some higher quality trades in that area. So yeah, for US30, I would say hold back, but S&P, the sales look good there. And US 500, US 100, sorry, I would say hold back as well. Very, very choppy price action. I'm not going to lie. Very, very choppy price action. Not attractive one bit. Anyway, let me go through some pairs. Okay, so USDJPY will take a look as well. CAD CHF, saw that a few times. We'll take a look at CAD CHF as well. Okay, I'll go over pound yen again shortly. Let me go through CAD CHF. I mean USDJPY and CAD CHF. So yeah, USDJPY, this is the buy I'm looking at, 133,500. You can see a retest of that area. We'll be looking for a push back to 135,500. We've also got the highs here on the left as well, but I probably wouldn't look to push the trade too far and be too greedy. 135,500 looks like a fantastic level to look at because we've had a sharp breakthrough with no retest. So there's a good possibility the market will be attracted and drawn to that area. And if the market can retrace a little bit deeper first, I guess give us some entries, that can add to the probability of the trade moving it in our direction. So yeah, for me, all I'm seeing is bullish structure here, low, high, low, high, low, high. And I'm looking at a new low forming for push back to 135,500. So a very, very simple structure. And looking at the continuation back up again for USD JPY. And let me take a look at CAD Swiss. Last time I looked at that one, it was falling to the downside. Yes, a little bit bearish. So yeah, CAD CHF looks like we're coming back to the lows here. Again, this market is bearish pretty much on all time frames. As you can see, this is the monthly time frame. I think we're trading near enough of the all-time lows, or at least that's how far the market goes back to 1983. So maybe it is the all-time lows. So yeah, CAD CHF is trading at some lows where probably is not the best to be trading into them. You probably want price to come up again like it's been doing here and then roll over, then get some trades towards that level rather than selling down at these lows here where the market might snap up like it did very, very aggressively not too long ago. But we are still pretty consistent with these lower highs, as you can see here. So another up move, maybe retest some support here. Some broken support to resistance. You'll see the next low high. This could be a nice little setup there, coming back into 0.66850. Then you got some nice sells back down to 0.66000. So yeah, CAD CHF for me, sells look very, very good. You do want to see a pullback though. You do want to see a pullback though for this one. We're coming to the all-time lows. The market's kind of bled a little bit ready. So you want to see some retracement first, then keep an eye on that area for some downside. And we'll finish off on pound yen, and I'll pass it over to the next guest. But yeah, pound yen, we're looking at 166.795, 166.800, we'll call it. But yeah, all I'm seeing is higher highs and high low. The market structure is quite corrective, so I'm not expecting a home run for pound yen. We do have a very, very important level of daily resistance just above us here as well, which I think we can probably see some downside from. But yeah, high time frames are still quite bullish for pound yen. 4H is still quite bullish, and this remains as a nice area of confluence you can look to buy from. So yeah, pound yen, like I said earlier in the stream, there might be some nice buys tomorrow morning, around London. But yeah, looking for another push. This could be your first target, and then maybe 168,500. That daily zone could be your second target. But yeah, that is what I'm looking at for pound yen. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for having me on the stream. Really do appreciate being able to stream to you guys. If you have enjoyed my analysis, feel free to check out my channel. I'm pretty sure A1 Trading Nick. I've left the link to my stream down there, so feel free to go and check it out if you want to see more. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for having me on the stream. Take care, and I'll pass it over to the next guest.
Hello guys, welcome to my part of the stream. So I'm Marko from Marko's Trading Journey YouTube channel. And let's get to the charts. So trading view. Any comments, put them in the chat box, basically, and I'll get to them. Hello, Mooch. Trading questions, psychology questions, chart analysis, anything you guys want. Let's switch it up this time. So I know I usually start with my 6 pairs, but because the markets are kind of range bound, we're gonna do gold first. So let's start with gold. And gold currently, to be honest, the strategy I trade doesn't really work on gold. So that's just a disclaimer. But I am seeing a high probability pattern that usually works on every single pair or every single instrument. And that is the V reversal and the range. So when I see this pattern, also called the cup and the handle, basically this would be the cup, this would be the handle, or you can even make a case for inverse head and shoulders. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverted, kind of looks like head and shoulders. So usually what this pattern does is it goes up. So it goes up like this and then possibly starts an uptrend. That's what I expect for gold, to be honest, of course, on the 1 hour chart. So let's see if that plays out. If you're trading gold and if you're a trend trader, well, then you can look for some sort of a flag or a break and retest entry somewhere up there. So that is for gold. S&P 500. Okay, so let's see. Not a good one. So okay, we'll do S&P some other time. I don't know what's happening. The S&P. So we'll stick to Forex on the 1 hour. Let me see if there are any questions. Hello guys. Hello Harold. How are you? GU. Sure. So we will do GU and we will do oil as well. Let's first do GU. Okay. Pound. Pound for me on the 1 hour is very, very range bound, to be honest. So I was seeing this pattern of a V reversal and this range, but now it's kind of getting really wide. So it's kind of expanding. Usually when you see this sort of an expanding channel or an expanding range, not a good sign. It's a sign of more range bound price action. So me as a trend trader, definitely I don't like to see this sort of price. What I would look for on the pound, well, I would just look for a breakout to the upside and then a flag formation or a break and they retest or a breakout to the downside and then a flag or a break and they retest, to be honest. So of course, something to watch out for, I'm sure you guys know, but on the lower time frames, so let's say on the 5 minute or maybe on the 15 minute, there are traders selling the tops of this range, also buying the bottom of this range. They keep their stops in these areas, generally keep their stops in these areas. So we need to be really careful what happens here. And if you're a range bound trader, then I would say sell the top and buy this bottom. But if you're a trend trader, be very careful what happens in these areas because the price can easily push into it and retrace back and continue ranging. So when I say I need a breakout out of the range, I mean I need to see a strong consecutive candles breakout like this. So that's for the pound. Let me see. I think you guys said oil and New Zealand Japanese yen. Okay, sure. So oil. Give me a ticker. Give me a ticker for oil and we'll check out oil. Basically, I only trade Forex, so I used to know all of the tickers for oil and S&P and stuff like that, but it got lost somewhere in my memory. So let's do New Zealand Japanese yen then. Okay. NZDJPY, but I trade FXCM. So I actually trade this pair live, and I did have a trade on here to go long right here. So let's run through the trade. What was I seeing? Well, at this point, I was seeing a push and a descending channel. So this is a really, really high probability pattern when I see momentum and I see retrace, break of the low, retrace, break of the low, and a retrace. Basically, I'm seeing a small descending on the bottom of a move, meaning the move has ended and the price is more likely to start trending to the upside because the move is clearly exhausted. And another thing, this descending is really, really clean. We're just breaking and leaving wicks. So this is one of the cleanest ascendings that I have in my arsenal. To be honest, in my winning trade gallery, this looked really, really good. Then we got this candle, which showed me momentum up. So in this candle, the momentum definitely shifted up. But I did not execute just yet because I needed the high to... So basically, I needed the high to break. Okay, so I needed this most recent high to break, and that happened in this candle. This candle was a clean close at one point, but then in the last minute it closed with a wick. So once it closed with a wick, I was no longer interested because the break was just not big. I can mark out the break so it's a bit easier to see. This is the break and it's mostly wick. What I wanted to see is a nice clean close push. So this was still not enough, but then we got this candle pushing the price up even more. And at that point, I was happy to set a pending long order at the most recent high or at the prior most recent high, 12 pip stop loss. And I was happy to take this trade. So for me, only warning sign was that price broke, left the wick, and then broke the wick again and printed another small wick. But everything else was perfect about this trade. The large impulse, the clean descending, 3 times breaking and retracing, leaving wicks, momentum shift here. So there is definitely buying pressure right here. And unfortunately, the next candle took me in and took me out for a 1% loss. So took a 1% loss here, but again, a very, very good trade, I would say, especially on the latter part of the week. What do I mean by latter part of the week? Well, I mean Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are mostly trending days, and I expect some nice clean moves. And I can tolerate one warning sign, such as this breaking and leaving wicks. I can tolerate that sort of a warning sign. In the prior price action, there was another very interesting opportunity. So let me get to that one. It was right here on the top. Basically, price was ascending, I would say. Breaking the highs, retracing, breaking the highs, retracing, broke the high here. Let's see if it broke. Sure it did. It did. So barely broke the high, retraced, and then we got this reversal to the downside with a nice strong red candle. I didn't take this one. So this one didn't fit my plan because I saw momentum in this leg and the overall ascending was not clean enough for me. It was definitely ascending with a small ascending on the top, but I saw it breaking the lows, retracing, breaking the highs, retracing, then it broke the low here again, retrace, break the high, retraced. What I want to see consecutive highs being broken. So I want to see price like this. And in this example, what I saw was more something like this. These legs, which did not really form the pattern clean enough. So yeah, but if anyone got in on the reversal, they would have an order, pending order on to sell short, taken in, and they would have banked some really, really nice percentage. Let's see how much. By using a trailing stop loss rule, placing the stop loss above the most recent highs. And yeah, around 3.7% win. So nice opportunity, just didn't fit my plan, to be honest. Okay, that was for the New Zealand Japanese yen. Okay, great. We have the ticker. US. This one? Or let's do the one. USD. Okay, great. Let's do the one you want. No problem, Mooch. So did you take any trades on New Zealand Japanese yen? Definitely write in the chat if you took some of the reversals, or maybe you were interested in some sort of a continuation. On the 1 hour chart, oil. So a disclaimer: I don't trade this pair live, so I don't trade oil, only Forex. But it's definitely trending down. So not that strong of a trend, but definitely moving down. In these legs, I'm seeing selling pressure here, here as well. So if you're a trend trader, I would be looking to sell here. Of course, keep following your entries, never just blindly sell, but make sure you get in on the right entry that you're looking for. But if you get like a flag or maybe a break and they retest, you can definitely consider taking a short. So I like it. I like this pair. It's definitely moving down. So I would be interested in getting in on this nice downtrend. And I mean, yeah, we can see also the legs to the upside have been pretty clean. I think I took a look at it last week. Huge gap. Okay, so now we know there are huge gaps. I don't like that part for holding over the weekends, of course. So yeah, this looks good. And as a trend trader, I would be interested if I was trading this pair live. Okay, Aussie US dollar from Harold. Sure, we'll take a look at it right now. Let's see the Aussie US dollar. Okay, let me see. Looks like a V range impulse formation. Aussie US dollar. You mean right here, possibly? There? I know there was one here. V and a range, so we expected the price to push up, and I did have a order. So I took a buy here, and I took, I think, one more trade. Yeah, I took a sell here. We're gonna go through it a bit later, but the V reversal and the range, the only one I can see is maybe this right here. Would I be interested to buy? Because I said if I see a V and a range that I'm looking to buy. But to be honest, I don't really like that there is possible liquidity right here. And this is only the first push into the liquidity. And we got this momentum shift. So usually when you see a momentum shift like this, the next candle fails. So to me, this is not really clean enough to take. And okay, the V was okay, but the range was kind of all over the place. So the range was pretty all over the place, and this momentum shift is also a concern. So I don't have an order on right now. What I would like to see on the Aussie US dollar is I would like to see it go up. Possibly show me a flag or break and they retest. I would be very interested. We are now seeing momentum in this candle. Let's see if this candle will continue with the momentum. Then we can, of course, look to buy on that uptrend. So Mooch went short New Zealand JPY 83.072. Let me see. 83.072. Oh, we went short somewhere here. Well, okay. you must be trading some sort of other strategy. So for me personally, my analysis for this pair is this one is more likely to push up because of the descending structure. So this move to the downside is no longer sustained for me personally. Usually when I see these descending structures and just printing wicks to the downside on the 1 hour chart, of course, I expect it to reverse to the upside, to be honest. But maybe you have a different analysis. We know there are a million types of strategies in trading. So good luck to you. And I hope this downtrend will continue. Definitely have a stop loss. Have a stop loss in there. Just, of course, to be safe, always have a stop loss. Okay, and just going back to the Aussie US dollar, because I did take 2 trades. Just wanted to run for those. Wet and softly, you would have went long there. Where, on NZDJPY or? No problem, Mooch. Basically had a trade here, reduced loss. When the price broke the high, placed the stop loss underneath the low and got out for a small loss. But NZDJPY. Yeah, for me, based on price action, I expected to go up because of that descending channel. But we will see what will happen. Again, the markets can go wherever they want to go. We know that in a large sample size, let's say on 100 trades, when you see a descending, 70 or 80% of them will reverse in the opposite direction, and 20 to 30% of them will actually just go down or range around. So we just look at the probabilities. I was seeing an uptrend here. And I know this sort of a combo is very high probability for this pair, Aussie US dollar. So I was very happy to take along here. And then the second trade I took was a reversal. So very similar to the New Zealand Japanese yen we just talked about. Basically, we have gotten this push up. Also, you could have made a case for a bit of a V reversal in a range. So the price went up, as we saw. But the key is broke the high, retraced, broke the high, again, retraced, broke the high, retraced, and the next candle again breaks the high, retraces, prints a wick. So wicks to the upside, another wick, and the third wick, huge wick, grabbing the possible liquidity, and we see clear momentum going down. So we see clear selling pressure. So at this point, I was definitely interested in a trade, order on 12 pips, because I was seeing also a possible liquidity area above this range. So I was seeing this range and I was seeing this ascending into the liquidity area, which makes the trade even better. So when you see an ascending into the liquidity area, it makes the trade even better to reverse to the downside. So got taken in, then went into some profit, reduced risk, put the stop loss on the top of the most recent high, and got taken out for a small loss once again. So took a reduced loss here, took a reduced loss there. My win rate is around 30%, so I will be taking more losses than winners, but my winners will, of course, be much, much bigger than the losers in most cases. So I expect to take the losers. And currently, yeah, so my forecast is if this continues up, I will be looking to buy. If it decides to reverse down, look for a V reversal range and to sell to the downside. Currently, not really giving me much potential, in my personal opinion. Okay, so do you guys have any other requests? USD 100, US 100. Currency.com, this should work. Okay. Short term, so I'll do the 1 hour chart. Basically, the 1 hour chart is range bound, heavily range bound right here. So not seeing any sort of potential, to be honest, as a trend trader. As a range bound trader, this would have probably been perfect scenario for a range bound trader, buying the bottom, selling the top. So it all depends on which you are. So Finik, are you looking for any trades here? Are you a trend trader or a range bound trader? Are you looking to buy or sell? Put it in the chat. For me, again, just very flat. Daily, flat as well. Kind of moving up the daily, but in a definite range right now. 5 minute. Moving up on the very, very short term. So, oh, you're a trend trader. Okay. So, yeah, looks like a range to me. What I would wait for is I would wait for the price to clear these areas. Again, major liquidity area, resistance area, support area, however you want to call it. I don't know all the terminology, but only thing that matters is usually when price pushes in these areas that have a lot of these points on the top and the bottom of a range, price rejects, as you are just seeing here, and continues ranging around. So what I would suggest is set your alerts and wait for consecutive candles going down or consecutive candles going up. Something like this, or same thing to the upside. Usually, as you can see, the first 1 or 2 candles fails and just reverses back into the range. Okay, so which one did we miss? So I trade 6 pairs live. I think EU we missed. I did have a winner right here. Yep, no problem, Finik. No problem. If you have any other requests, just put it in the chat. Took a 1% winner here, so I think I went through it on the last live stream, or I didn't, but I basically saw a flag formation. First high, first low, second high, second low. Blue candle is the entry candle. Prior to that, saw an established trend push up, small pullback, no shift. We continue. So this was a textbook trade for me personally, and very, very happy to take the risk on that one. Right now, this one is heavily range bound, so just stuck in a flat range. As we're seeing here, what I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for the price to break my most recent low and my most recent high. Those are these 2 lines. So nothing for EU. EJ, well, range bound, not really showing me anything. Very dirty wiki price action. So not interested in anything here. Just flat. US dollar JPY. Let's take a look. Let's see. US dollar JPY. Okay, so for this one, well, we did get some movement here. Wasn't sustained, so failed. Here, got some movement. Again, wasn't sustained. Huge wick printed. Major sellers got in. Big red candles. So for me, I call this a range. I call this stuck in a range, and I need to see a breakout to the upside or to the downside. So like this or like this. So for me, I'm leaving this pair alone, but I'm not even trading it live. If I was trading it live, I would leave it alone. Pound, sure. Let's do the pound. Pound, so range bound. I was expecting it to go up after this pattern, but now it's just volatile. I mean, push up, push down, push up, just doesn't know where it wants to go. Range bound, kind of all over the place. So yeah, very flat, and I'm being more patient with the pound. So if you're a trend trader and you're looking at the pound on the 1 hour, I would suggest waiting for something like this, a nice strong push up or a nice strong push down. That definitely breaks liquidity areas with some large conviction. That's for the pound. So let's see which one. AU we did. AJ, I think we didn't do. I think that's the last one we have left. AJ, very corrective, very corrective. I mean, loads of wicks. Just look at this pair. Look at the huge number of wicks, which does not give me confidence. It just shows me that the pair is very, very range bound. Yeah, no problem, no problem. No problem. Edmar, if you want me to take a look at any other pair, of course, just put it in the chat. This one is flat. And the overall price action is very bad. I mean, just wicks all over the place. I really don't like how this pair is moving. Is it ascending? Meaning, is it moving in an ascending channel? Natural gas. So yeah, just give me a ticker. I'll take a look at it, because I don't know anything except Forex, to be honest. I used to know, but I forgot. It was a really long time ago when I was looking at other instruments. So just write a ticker and we will take a look. Is this ascending? It's very corrective. I would not call this ascending. I would call it maybe correctively ascending. Breaking the highs, breaking the lows, breaking the highs, breaking the lows. When I say a clean ascending, I mean just breaking only the highs and retracing. This one is breaking the lows as well as the highs. What I'm looking for is, well, I think you guessed it by now, large impulse up or a large impulse down. Okay, natural gas, sure. Natural gas. Currency.com. Some news coming out, so I don't personally look at any news. Only I don't trade on NFP. Other than that, I just don't look at absolutely any news. What happens happens. Usually news actually pushes the price in the direction of the trade and actually makes me some profit. That has been my experience. So usually I do like volatility and the news events. Natural gas is, well, I'm seeing momentum here. Definitely seeing selling pressure and momentum, but again, this pullback is not the best. What I would have preferred is push down, pull back, and then we continue with some stronger momentum and the pullbacks to be smaller. So what I call a nice downtrend is when we have small pullbacks and strong legs down. Here, this pullback is kind of deep. It went up just a bit too much. So that's about it. We have run out of time. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you tune in on the next Thursday for another live stream. Thank you, A1 Trading, for the opportunity, and good luck with your trading. Just make sure you keep following the plan. And yeah, that will be it. See you guys in the next one.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And if you're looking to get funded, check out Superfunded's examination today and get 10% off when you use the code A1 Trading. Click the link in the description below to find out more. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.